Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Superstars of Wrestling Review Series 4. In this case, let's see here, 23rd of July 2000, 2000. I wish Superstars was still around in the 2000s. Nope. 19 and 94. Overall, not a great deal, not a horrible deal, just a deal. In reality, kind of, you know, it's here. It is what it is. Again, Superstars of Wrestling, 94 through when they closed in 96, I believe, was the final full run stuff. Um, it's got its challenges, to say the very least. I mean, when you kind of look at Superstars, their heyday was obviously the 86 through probably 92, 93 run. 94 by that point, obviously, they debuted Raw, their second year into Raw, and um, I guess some people could say, as I open my coconut water here, um, I guess you could say that, in fact, there's a little bit of a different run there. Anyway, so we move on to this particular edition. We headed towards SummerSlam 1994, Undertaker versus Undertaker, which was obviously super kid friendly and a very awkward time, 94 95. An awkward time for pro wrestling in general at the time. This, though, going into including the announcement of the IC champ Diesel would defend against Razor Ramon at SummerSlam, featuring also Ted DiBiase Heartbreak Hotel, with DiBiase introducing Lex Luger. Luger then comes out and basically says he has no deal with DiBiase, and he takes his time coming out. Tatanka appears, interrupting the segment before Luger could speak, and said that Luger no longer is his friend for having turned his back and sold out to Ted DiBiase. Um, including also footage of Bob Backlund training for his world title match against Bret Hart, and featuring footage of Leslie Nielsen tracking down The Undertaker and not solving that at all. Opening with Tatanka versus Austin Steele. Um, then, there's issues with that in terms of just it not being the best of situations. Tatanka at this point beginning to show wear and tear on the body, and certainly not exactly the best of situations. Also, as we begin to move forward, we open with the Jeff Jarrett 1-2-3 Kid series, which I actually look back at this. They started really working together in the summer of '94 at King of the Ring, and they do a program here which I truly enjoyed. Obviously, 1-2-3 Kid, Sean Waltman, one of the smaller guys who could still work and sell, and this is before the advent of the guys who just don't bother selling. Anyway, so 1-2-3 Kid kind of stalking around a little bit, trying to get a little bit of an advantage here. Jarrett cuts him off with some punches, really basic stuff, nothing necessarily worth writing home about there. Shots by Jarrett. Jarrett sends his man into the buckle and kind of going around about there. Shoulder tackles by Jarrett. Jarrett also managing to come up and over and around, misses the shots along the way, and some side headlocks up and over behind the back, and Kid staying on him pretty well. They run about 6.5, 7 minutes here. Jarrett takes over, sends the Kid into the buckle, and gets an advantage where he can there. Match again, still proving pretty simple. Kid getting caught in a hot shot style maneuver, managing to stay on his adversary to the best of his ability, and again we get Kid managing to stay on there. Spinning heel kick, and away we go. Then we kind of see Jarrett hitting a couple pile drivers for his trouble along the way. Highlight, and actually security coming out and continuing that. Highlight package of Owen and Bret Hart getting ready for the SummerSlam thing. Also, the teaser of the 1-2-3, not the 1-2-3 Kid, but the Undertaker versus Undertaker thing. Then we go into a match where Jim Neidhart is doing an enhancement match here. Not exactly a match that everybody needs to care about. Rich Myers, who is in the position of being an enhancement talent, a pretty good one at the time, around the Maryland area, does Maryland Championship Wrestling for years after. Anyway, manages to do pretty well. And, 1994, Jim Neidhart, not going to be a match you're writing home about by any stretch of the imagination. Owen Hart out with him. Rich Myers gets beat with a submission, a camel clutch, 214. Punch, kick, and very basic moves by Jim Neidhart. Not going to get a super big deal there. Tatanka beating Austin Steele, 234. Is here. And then Tatanka hits a bunch of chops, and eventually the Samoan drop. Very punch kick basic mentality along, and getting things going for Tatanka. Tatanka has not turned as of yet. I believe he turns on the Sunday Night Slam in the next couple of weeks. I know he's turned by SummerSlam because he actually maybe turns at SummerSlam because, I know by the end of summer he is a heel. The slingshot over the top rope is the best part of the match for Jim Neidhart, and winning with a camel clutch is just kind of weird. Neidhart certainly looking very bloated and out of shape here. And again, the Tatanka match, very punch kick, very basic, very simple Samoan drop, and again, victories there. We then move towards the run of things here. The hype for SummerSlam, the Heartbreak Hotel segment, too. As mentioned, Ted DiBiase says he bought off Lex Luger a while ago. Gonna prove it. Luger's music played. Luger delays the process. Luger says, in fact, that he did not agree to join the $1 Million Corporation stable, and so that creates issues. Tatanka comes out and basically says that he's a turncoat. Razor Ramon promises to get the Intercontinental title back that he lost in April from Diesel at SummerSlam, and Walter Payton going to be in Razor's corner. Paul Bearer also promises to bring back the original true Undertaker, which he does follow through on that promise at SummerSlam 94. The SummerSlam hype, pretty big thing, about a month away. And Bret Hart cuts a promo basically saying that things will be finished between him and Owen Hart, his brother in the cage, at SummerSlam. Ted DiBiase, leader of the $1 Million Corporation, bringing out Bam Bam Bigelow. Bigelow, punch kick, very basic stuff, military press type stuff, and eventually gets the modified Bulldog diving headbutt and a sleeper into a Bulldog, and Bigelow gets the victory. $1 Million Man promises that Luger has in fact gone his direction. Also in the middle here, another hype for Bob Backlund getting a WWF Championship shot, kind of focusing more on his comeback in the last couple of years, and Backlund is guaranteed to get that opportunity in the weeks to come. We'll be back with more right after this.